promised a great conversation with Brock Jones. He's on the Golden Spikes watch list. He was an All-American a season ago. And I think what excites me the most is that he's got a football background. I'm always intrigued, and I think all of you are too. Brock, thanks for hanging out with us, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
I really, really appreciate it. The football piece of your life, up until a couple of years ago, was a huge piece of your life. It's one thing, and we interview a lot of athletes on this show that are getting ready to go to college or to sign a professional contract that have football as part of their journey, but they said goodbye to it. You played college football, my friend, college football and baseball. How much of you is still that football player?
You know, I think a big part of me still is, and I think it's definitely a part of me that I hope really never leaves, just because it's kind of a different mindset in a lot of different ways, just because the speed of the game is so different. You know, it's a physical, very physical, hard contact sport, and I think that mentality from football kind of translates over to baseball, and I hope to carry that into life. And you know, football will always be probably my first love for the most part. And you know, I'll hold on to it forever, but it's one of those things where, you know, I kind of just had to make a decision and kind of run with it, and I'm very glad with the decision that I made.
It is one thing to play in front of 70,000 at the Coliseum, play at the Rose Bowl if you had that chance. It's another thing to play in Omaha and perform. I know you guys wanted to play deeper, there's no doubt about that, but you individually performed. As you recollect those instances, should you never have them again, how much did they mean to you?
Oh, I mean, it meant the world to me. You know, it was kind of weird because a lot of those guys and a lot of guys, especially in college baseball, grew up, you know, going to games there and doing that. And for me, it was kind of one of those things where I was always watching football and kind of doing that kind of thing. So I was like, yeah, Omaha seems pretty cool. You know, I think it'll be a fun experience. But then I got there, and just a dream to be there. And I think it was huge for us, you know, just to get our team back there, and just because it took a while for us to get back there. And I think we showed that we could perform with the best of the best, and I think that was kind of just something that we wanted to prove. And I think even leading up to this year, we haven't started great, but I think we're gonna get to a point where we're proving ourselves again and get back to Stanford baseball.
Your travel ball days, do you have fond memories of the NorCal Uni? And again, you were a football guy, but they pulled you away to some pretty fun things. Tell me about your travel ball memories.
Yeah, just seeing those guys and having those relationships is just huge, and it's one of those things that you'll never lose. It's actually funny because in the PG National game in Phoenix, it was a record day heat. We already played a game earlier that day, and it was like 115, whatever it was. It was just ridiculously hot out. And Cody Huff, our catcher, was actually on the team that we played that day, and I didn't even know him, no idea who he was. And then, you know, we end up being teammates down the road. So it's just kind of stuff like that where it just kind of comes full circle, and it just makes you appreciate the game a lot more.
What are some of the differences in the rigors that you have to deal with at Stanford?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's one of those things where we spend so much time on stuff outside of the field. You know, we try to perfect our craft on the field, but making sure that we're taking care of what we need to outside the field, whether it be in the classroom, whether it be relationships, networking, whatever it is. We really take the time to kind of focus on those things, because at the end of the game, baseball is just a game, and at some point it's going to end, and we kind of really focus on that end of it to where, you know, we will have something to go to and fall back on outside of baseball if something doesn't go right or something like that. And I think, you know, we're very motivated. We work very hard to kind of keep our life in order outside the baseball field, just because, you know, we kind of want to be that well-rounded All-American kind of, not just baseball player, but man as well.
In July, they call your name. The draft is in Los Angeles. What does that daydream look like when you have it? Whether you're working out, whether you're up, you know, one morning, maybe you're putting your head on the pillow late at night. What does that daydream or night dream look like being drafted?
Yeah, you know, it's definitely, it's a weird thing for me, just because I actually grew up wanting to be an NFL player, you know, and so it kind of shifted to kind of in middle school. I just want to be a professional athlete. I don't care if it's baseball, I don't care if it's basketball, whatever I fall into, I kind of just want to be a professional athlete. So, you know, right now I'm really trying to just focus on what we have here right now and kind of just being where my feet are, and you know, let the chips fall where they fall when draft day comes. So kind of not really trying to focus too much on that. But I mean, especially just knowing my parents, it's going to be just a surreal moment. I know for sure I'm going to be brought down to tears whenever my name is called, whether it be this year, next year, or down the road. You know, but just continue to play hard, play to win, compete, and then I think the rest will just kind of take care of itself.
You've got some good ink. Explain what ink we have here. Just at least the arm. Give us I see some at the ankle, but give us the arm explanation of what we're seeing there.
Yeah, so I kind of got a lot. I'm kind of addicted at this point. But I got 4 roses for the 4 people in my family. Then just kind of got family forever. And then I got God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. Kind of just for me, that's a good baseball thing, kind of just going through failure, going through adversity. I got my hometown, Fresno, kind of where I was born. That's the skyline. That's not exactly what it looks like. I wish it looked that pretty, but it doesn't look like that. And then just a basic stairway to heaven. And then I got 2 doves for my dad and I. Pretty much, so it's really kind of just religious oriented and then family oriented for the most part. That's kind of what a lot of my tattoos are. My leg is kind of a different deal. It's kind of more of an athlete deal that I'm trying to work on. It's kind of a pain right now. I want to get it done, but I definitely love it. It's kind of just a kind of an artwork thing for me, and I really like art and stuff like that. So I'm ready for some more, but kind of don't want to go through that pain right now.
Yeah.
So whenever it comes, I'll get it done. But I'm excited.
I love this conversation. Thanks for having it with us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.